Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome back to part 2 of our My Team career mode as Molio Racing here. We're in the laptop, and we're going to get straight into it. Obviously, the admin stuff comes first in these videos, and we've got 2 days spare time before the Grand Prix on the 19th of March. So we're looking at what we want to do, aero team building, or sponsor event fundraiser, and we're going to go for the aero team building. It will take a bit of cash, but plus 5% morale on the aerodynamic side of things, that is going to help us out. And we're going to have a look at our research and development here. Obviously that engine power upgrade still upgrading from last episode. We're taking a look. We've got upgrades we can purchase on the durability. We're going to go for that because we know our gearbox is very worn at the moment, and I expect that trend is going to continue throughout the career mode. So what we will be doing is, I think we also purchased the chassis upgrade. Sorry, I still got a sore throat from yesterday. We've also got a chassis upgrade, which we had from we've got the power upgrade we had from last time, and we just purchased another chassis upgrade. Here we have got to team acclaim level 2, meaning we can select our first secondary sponsor. Now, I'm looking through these, and basically they have goals, but the prize for getting the goal isn't too much, to be honest. So we just went for the one with the most weekly income, which was 102,000, and that is Atlantic. Now we're going to go over to customization here and place the sponsor on the car with the sponsor decals menu. We haven't used this before, but now we're going to place Atlantic on the rear wing. Oh no, we're going to place Shark on the rear wing, are we? I don't know, I can't remember what I was doing. I filmed this a while back. We're going to make it black? No, dark blue. The same colour as the blue on the livery. That should look nice, actually. Sort of blending in. But we are going to place Atlantic somewhere. And I think sponsor slot 3 will be where we put Atlantic. And that looks pretty nice. Sort of a rectangle shape. So that's where I've placed it. By the way, guys, normal driver career mode will be released either tomorrow or the day after. Definitely having a My Team episode, Vietnam, tomorrow, but also maybe as well a career mode episode, driver career mode. We're going to start in F2, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure you get yourself subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications, also like and comment on this video, share it with your friends. It really helps me out, guys, because I'm struggling a bit for the moment for views and subs. So if you enjoy it, please subscribe and you won't miss any of the future episodes. Thank you very much if you do that, and if you don't worry, it helps me out. It's completely free, so if you could, that would be great. And I think that's all the admin for today. We're just looking at the standings. We got 19th Melbourne, well done. If you haven't seen that episode, link in the top right corner, or go to my channel and look at the My Team playlist. There's also lots of other F1 2020 content on there as well. Now we're looking at our departments, and we're going to see if we can actually purchase any upgrades, and it doesn't look like we can. So we're going into practice then. We've done the track acclimatization. I always do that first, but this is the tyre management practice program, and we're coming in Bahrain, and we've got Ricardo behind us, and we get that all wrong. And I was like, well, I don't do practice much. I sort of do track acclimatization and then a few others just to get used to the circuit on this game. But that's going to be it for our practice session, and it's going to be time for qualifying. Also, I noticed the teammate gets lots of resource points for us as well. So 140 from Nick, and 240 from us. Obviously the player will get more, but yeah, that's going to help our development with Nick getting points as well. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for qualifying. And yeah, again, just looking to not be last. Beat the Williams. I've noticed that Haas are our main rivals, really. We're on par with Williams, and Haas we can beat. So let's make this a good session, and hopefully we can build on it in the race. We want to get out as soon as possible, get our laps on the board whilst the track is quiet. And we're coming to start our first lap then of the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakhir in the Middle East. It's the desert and it's night time, and we're going through turn 1 in first gear. It's still very understeery. I know we haven't actually put any of the upgrades on the car yet. Yeah, we don't have any upgrades on the car yet because the ones we purchased failed, and they will be ready for Vietnam, the powertrain upgrade that will be. The chassis, I think that will be available for China, and obviously the durability upgrades are applied straight away as soon as you purchase them, so that will take effect straight away. Speaking of durability, our gearbox is around 60% coming into this weekend already, so I'm very harsh on my gearbox. We finished our first lap though, 28.362. That puts us last, and we're still last when we come out. So I know there's lots of time left on the track, and we're going to go and gather that time now, and we're going to bring it back to the timing boards, if you like. But yeah, coming through the tricky turn, you can really easy to lock up here, but I didn't lock up, I use ABS. Moment of silence for that, please. But somehow we still go deep with ABS, so that proves how much of a noob I am at this game. I don't really like the handling model to start with. It's probably just because it's new and I don't like new things, but we'll come across. We improved by 0.069, still last, but obviously that corner, we lost a lot of time in that corner, and we are going to go out again for our last run. And I'm going to take you through this lap because this is our best lap. Latifi there on the right, getting out of the way on pit exit. Getting loose on the traction a bit out of turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3. DRS up towards turn 4. You want to be using all the track on the left hand side. Going down into third gear. It was second sometimes for us because of the understeer in this car. It is so horrendous. And this is flat, even in this car. Although we lift off slightly, because if you get on the curb too much, it can unsettle the car and you can go for a spin. And we only have one chance to bank this time. We're 2 tenths up before this corner. Now we brake a bit earlier and we're going to get that right. And also, it's Mr. George Russell ahead of us. And we are going to get quite a nice slipstream. We're gaining, we're not quite close enough for the optimal slipstream, but we're going to get quite a good one. You'll see on the main straight as well. We get a good slipstream, but coming through this turn now, do not get on that curb, it will spin you out. And George Russell going to give us a tow then as we come through to the penultimate corner. And you want to stay on the left and go into 4th or 3rd gear. I found out in the race 4th gear was better for this car, but we're in 3rd here. And gaining time on the exit because the slipstream, DRS open, improved by 4.5 tenths. Voice brake, nice, and we go P20, but by the end of the session is P21.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world. We're here again then at a circuit famous for its stunning visuals and thrilling battles for glory. Who will take the spotlight in the Bahrain Grand Prix today? There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez and Esteban Ocon, Stroll, Norris, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, De Vries, Russell, the scientist and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
So we start P21 then on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Looking at the strategy, it's going to be medium to hard. We've got to do the 1-stop really. Those in the top 10 who qualified on the softs will do the 2-stop. Nick, P19. We could make a good race out of this for our team. Had a bit left in quali. I didn't get it out of the car though. So it's the formation lap, and what was I going to say, because I've just completely forgotten. That's what happens when you look at the phone during the intro whilst you're recording. So yeah, it's a race and it's at Bahrain at night time. We're starting P21, sandwiched by the 2 Williams, and it's time for the race start. There's 3, 4 and now 5 red lights, as Crofty says. And it will be lights out and away we go. We didn't get the best start. Latifi has already passed us before turn 1, but you'll see the AI brakes so early. We're just going to go around the outside, as you do every day of the week. But around the Haas maybe as well. No, we get cut off by Norris there. There's the Alfa Romeo of Giovinazzi we're fighting as we go up the hill into turn 4. Gasly in the Alfa Tauri on the right hand side gets past, but we're going to defend from Raikkonen. We got past our teammate and all that, and we're going to dive down the inside of turn 4, squeezing Gasly right wide, and Nick got past Gasly there as well as we battle the 2 Molio Racing car drivers into the middle sector. And as we try and make this a good first lap, I didn't want to squeeze Nick out too much that he lost the position, so I'm being a bit careful with him behind me. We go deep again there. I find that really bizarre because every single other corner in this game you can brake so late, but that one you have to brake early. And I know it's because you're turning in, but surely the physics should work the same in every corner, unless there's a giant force field around that one. Anyway, we digress. Lap 3, coming on to the start of lap 4, Kimi Raikkonen and the Alfa Romeo all on cut, 4 tenths behind us. He's going to try and make a position on the home straight, and he's going to do that very easily. He's now going to go hunting after his teammate, and you'll see after the first lap we were opportunistic, but we just started dropping back really. That's the way it goes when you're in a lower ranked car in the game. But we're going to get DRS off Kimi, and we're using our overtake button. We've saved quite well on the first few laps, so that is something going for us. And Grosjean is quite a far behind, 2.6 on lap 6, so we're extending the gap. And you can see Kimi going for a move on Kevin Magnussen now, the Haas dropping back, and Charles Leclerc, the Ferrari, is in the pits, the first of his 2 stops this evening, as we go through turn 1, the 8th time this race so far. So it's Magnussen ahead of us. We know we do have the pace over the Haas, so we're going to try and make up this position. We're going to try and push, use our ERS and fuel we've been saving to catch up to Magnussen, the Dane, and try and make an overtake maybe for P14. That'll be a good position to be in this race. You see, we're closer on the start of lap 7. Charles Leclerc is behind us, lots of people in the pits. Vettel and Verstappen and Albon amongst them, and we are going to get passed by Leclerc. We know the Ferrari is very quick in a straight line, not in real life, but in the game before the day one patch of performance for 2020, because this is an early release, so it's not the full game yet. So when you get it, the cars will have different performance levels, and I'm sure the Ferrari will be down in the midfield with Renault and McLaren. As they were in Austria. A bit disappointing really in real life for Ferrari. Vettel didn't even get out of Q1. So that's a big problem for them. And now it's Albon in the pits, and Vettel is behind us now as well. We're up to P9 temporarily. We've still got to make our first and only stop in this race, but I'm sure Vettel will be very eager to get past us, a slow car. He's going to go hunting after his teammate, who's already got past Magnussen actually, and on the back of Raikkonen. And I absolutely can't stand my voice when it sounds like a horse. Vettel just stuck his nose in there at the inside. Yellow flags because he span. We've not seen Vettel spin there before. But yeah, he's going to get us back though, so I don't know why he was so impatient. I don't know if he got damaged, but I don't feel bad for that. He stuck his nose in. It's his fault. What am I supposed to do? As he sails past us now towards the start of the 10th lap. So we're going to get DRS like we did with Leclerc, and it will be Albon who passes Grosjean behind us. So obviously the top three teams, the Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull, they are closing in on us, as you'd expect. We're just going to let them go really. If we get DRS, all the better, and we do. And Albon is going to pass us here as well. We're going to let him go. There's no point fighting it. We're not in the battle with these guys. We're just going to lose time to the cars behind of Grosjean. And Verstappen, who will almost surely get past Grosjean soon, and he does. He's already on the back of us, and he's already just thinking about sending it up the inside of turn 10. We're going to let him go. No point fighting that at all. But Sainz, he's in P14 on the soft, so he has to make another stop. We may be able to stay ahead of him if we defend hard. I mean, we're faster than Grosjean. I think Sainz is going to get Grosjean before we do, and that's what he will do on this straight. But we are going to come into the pits then on lap 12 to fit the hard tyres and go to the end of the race. Pit window, open the new graphics for this year's game, and watch how quick this stop is. You ready? Blink and you'll miss it. 1.8 seconds. That's very realistic. I mean, it's something to do with slow teams being fast at pit stops. Williams are. So, I suppose they're our main rivals, aren't they? Lap 13, we're closing the gap on the cars ahead. We get an undercut, 4-5 cars in the pits. And we're going to come out actually ahead of Grosjean. Magnussen is going to stay out another lap. So we might be able to get Magnussen as well. But we'll have to wait and see when we come across the start-finish straight once again on the next lap. Now, looking at our gearbox here, it is 60%. We were closing in on teammate Nick. He hadn't pitted yet, so that's how far we are ahead of him. Almost 20 seconds as we come into P16. Past Magnussen. We get past Magnussen. And now we're trying to get past Carlos Sainz. We hook it round the outside, and he has to concede the position because he doesn't have the traction there to get on the power soon enough to keep the position up to turn 4. We defended it successfully. We had DRS. We used our overtake button, a new feature of this year's game, of course. But Sainz is bound to get past us. He's a lot quicker, and he's made his second stop. So I was saying he was behind us in P14 before. Now we got we didn't get the overcut on him because we were already ahead of him. We just lost time, like 2 or 3 seconds. He overcut us for time, but didn't actually gain the position. So we've got to be careful of our gearbox as well. Nearing 65% in the second round, which is not good at all. It's a good thing I brought that durability upgrade, because might not last. We're not going to last 6 races with a gearbox that's on 65% from 2. That's for sure. So Sainz at the moment trying to get past us. If he goes for the move, we're just going to let him go on the start finish straight. He will have DRS, and no doubt he'll be using his overtake button with rich fuel mixture as well. We turn our engine modes down. We know we can't defend it, so we settle back in position. Up to P13 though. There's Ricardo and someone else I think is in the pits, but now our DRS has a malfunction. We're not going to be able to use it, and Magnussen sails past us. It looks so easy. We're going to try and keep the position, but we know Haas are our rivals. Ricardo behind us. He's the Renault, much faster than the Haas and us in Molio Racing at the moment. And we would have DRS here. Oh, we do. Okay, so the DRS fault has been fixed. And Daniel Ricciardo then in his banana yellow car, looking to make up a position. He's not going to do it at the end of the straight. Yellow flags behind, and that will be Sergio Perez, I believe, who is out of the session. And we get on the curb there, all wayward, nearly span. We've done good to save it, and yeah, that is Sergio Perez out of the session. And again, we're not going to fight this for Ricardo. He will go to Magnussen and hopefully slow him down with a battle. That's what we're hoping. We get DRS, but he's still going to sail past us. Superior straight line speed, superior driver, superior ERS and fuel, superior. And that is Lance Stroll. He comes out in P12. And that is basically the race, guys. We just potted along in P15 for the rest of the race, losing time to Magnussen really. Our tyre wear is bad, and that's what let us down this race, because we dropped off. Our tyres just went off the cliff basically around lap 22, and yeah, they're on 60%, and the gearbox though on 70, so we're gonna almost certainly have to change it for the next round in Hanoi. But Ocon is the last car who can overtake us this race, and we're going to do our best to deny the Frenchman of P15. It will be a good finish if we can get P15. Obviously there's 22 finishers and we get that all wrong. No, we didn't, because I flashed back to notice. That'll never happen, guys. This is how I do it. This is how I do single play, you know. Obviously league racing you can't flash back, and I'm perfectly fine in that, but I'm just pushing so hard with this car. Right, there you go. No one saw that. And Ocon is going to try and get us on the line, and this is the closest finish we'll ever see. You'll see by the title what I mean. We're going to come to the line, and Ocon is going to pull out and almost get us. Almost. We get P14. I think Magnussen must have had a penalty, like... Oh, we get a driver of the day as well. Very nice. Thank you, fans who voted it. They're non-existent fans at the moment, but I think it's Hamilton who wins again. But yeah, what I was saying, Ocon nearly got us on the line. We got P14 in the end. Magnussen must have had a 5-second penalty. In fact, he did, from speeding in the pit lane. And Lewis Hamilton, the race winner.
As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So Bottas comes home P2, Hamilton's closest rival. In terms of the championship, Leclerc is P2. Hamilton obviously getting 2 wins in 2.
Here's how things look
So
in the drivers' table. It's
that's
a great result
going to
for
be
Lewis Hamilton,
a
who
good
moves
start for
further ahead
him
at the top
and
of the
from
table.
Mercedes' point
Let's
of view.
focus
But
on the
we
driver
finished
of the day.
P14. Nick
Anthony Davidson.
finishes
Who do you
P20.
pick?
I have to give it to the
Thought he'd be a
scientists. They
bit
fought
further
so
up, but
hard
Lando
with
Norris
incredible
not
pace
having a
at
good
times.
race.
So I don't think
P12 to
anyone else did a better
P21.
job today.
It's time to see
I
how
don't know if
things
he
are
had
shaping
mechanical
up.
issues
In
or
the
a crash
Constructors'
maybe in
Championship,
the early
Mercedes moves
laps.
to the top of the
But that's
table.
sure whatever
Meanwhile, a strong
hindered his
weekend for
progress.
Red
Looking at
Bull
the
this time
standings
out.
then,
Can
yep,
they improve
Lewis
their
Hamilton in the
position
lead.
the
We are
championship?
P10 in the
I'm
Constructors'
equal parts
Championship,
exhausted
ahead of
and
Williams.
elated with this weekend
And
of
if we get
Formula
1
One.
point,
Be sure to
then
join
we're going to
us
go up to
for the next
P7.
one.
But that's a hard ask, especially with the next round being Vietnam, a new track. I'm not feeling comfortable.
That was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
We did. Our power advantage came in handy apparently.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Well, I think the team is happy, to be honest. P14 is a good result. P14 out of 22 for our first ever
Great.
season and our second race. Thanks, Claire. And guys, that is the video, part 2 of our My Team career mode. As I said, part 3 will be out tomorrow, and probably driver career mode starts as well. If you have enjoyed it, guys, please subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Put on the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, dislike it. And comment with any questions or comment with any comments, funnily enough, you have for me. So until the next one, guys, will be Vietnam, a new track, hopefully New Hope. Goodbye.